Tony, one of the common threads between your two titles in St. Louis, '06 and 11, is that you had to adapt with a different closer on the fly during those seasons. I think about Adam Wainwright in '06 and then Jason Mott in 11. Uh, in what ways were both of those years somewhat similar in that they required a lot of creativity for you and Dave Duncan to just get those last three outs of the ball games?
Well, the example of the closer is a good one, but that's really the story of trying to win a championship. Look at the playoff where you can have a short series. Just think year after year, the top team with the best record very often doesn't go very far or win it, right? So in our case, really unique common thread. We got in the last day of the year both times.
Hmm.
In '06, we got in with 83 wins. People didn't realize that we had lost four or five of our big stars for 6 weeks, and they were all ready to play at the end. In 11, we got in the last day of the season, so we got in and in fighting competitive form. But the one thing we didn't have in '06, Izzy, who was he's in the Cardinal Hall of Fame as a closer, got hurt. But we had this young guy named Wainwright who we had put on the roster in the classic version of he's going to be a starter. Get him he'd already pitched AAA. Give him a chance to be with a big league club, work him into some situations, watch the other starters on the team, what their preparation was. And as we got into the season, John, instead of being kind of a mop-up guy, more and more we started using him in key situations, and he just responded. So giving him the ball as the closer, he earned it, and he was super, like striking out Beltran, for example, and striking out Inge. That's how we won.
Hmm.
The next year, we went through five closers, and um, it's because guys got hurt or things happen, and the resilience of the ball club. And I think probably the message that I would try to leave is that so much of getting to October and winning in October is about head, heart, and guts. It's about taking that talent and not ever giving in, ever giving up. And that year, the closer Jason Mott got his. He was very good as a inherited runner guy or getting a setup guy, but he didn't get his first save until that first Pittsburgh win that started the comeback, where we were 10 and a half back with 30 to play. But it's just mindset, and when you're surrounded in a clubhouse with guys that are tough-minded, and if you beat us, you tip your cap to the other side, but we would never ever stop competing. I mean, it's just I'm very proud of those clubs.
Had you lost it, had that game not gone your way, what would have been the one move or the one moment that would have still been haunting you to this day during that game six?
Well, game six, probably um, not doing a better job of preparing our defense.
Hmm.
If you remember,
Mm-hmm.
we had some. In fact, even David Freese mugged a pop up. We had two or three errors. You had a ball in between the shortstop and the outfielder. Probably a regret. But at that point, John, when you get that far, you have such a feeling of confidence and pride and the fact that these guys are going to compete with the best they had. These are men, not machines. You're going to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you do with the mistake. Is how you always just keep going. Even at the end when we were down by two in the ninth, it was the reality that Texas is going to be the winner. But we felt confident. I'll give you a quick one. I think it's interesting. We had developed a strategy in the postseason, especially on the road, but at home too. Like on the road, when you play in these hostile environments, when you get three outs and your guys come in, our dugout will go crazy, cheering and cheering, and we wanted our team to hear the guys that are playing to hear noise. Otherwise, if you're quiet, all you hear is the home team. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
did that at home as well. And here's the truth: we were down by two, in the bottom of the ninth inning, and the coaches and I would start going around reminding guys, all right, now let's get some noise. I took one step, and didn't go any farther because our guys were all on the top step without any prompting. And as soon as that team came off the field, we can do this. I mean, it sounds, cheerleading kind of stuff, but it works because if they had gotten 3 outs, then we'd have tipped our cap and said, you beat us. But that don't ever underestimate the importance of how strong your mind is and your will and what you can accomplish.